Rapids. We're here to bring medical marijuana to Grand Rapids. And if Grand Rapids doesn't want medical marijuana, then we're going to show Grand Rapids how to get it an hour away or have it delivered discreetly to the residence. So we're here to help, and we're going to start our meetings off like we do back home, and we're very, very home-based. We're very about our community. This is what this is all about. It's not about anything but taking care of ourselves and learning about ourselves. We respect our country. Most of us are veterans. A lot of us are, a lot of us aren't. But we all believe in one thing in our country. So we always start our meetings off with a pledge of allegiance. So if everybody can stand and we'll go through that. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen. Hallelujah. Now that we're all here, a lot of you might know me, a lot of you might not. My name is Overholt. I'm from Sydney, Michigan. I'm the president of the Michigan Basketball and the founder of it up in Macomb County. It's been a 4-year dream of mine to actually have a business that goes from A to Z and helps the community through medical marijuana. And that's what we've created with our board and our employees. One of the best working operations in the state of Michigan in educating the public how to safely use medical marijuana, how to safely grow medical marijuana for their patients, and how to safely relieve themselves of their excesses so they can't be prosecuted by the police if they have too much meds on hand. And through that process, we devised a plan to come through with a co-op of farmers, because we're from the country. We are farmers. Most of us were, have been, or our parents or ancestors. So using some of the farm laws that have been given us alongside with the medical marijuana laws, we've devised a plan to be a co-op of farmers, of home-based farmers, not home-based businesses, which all the communities around are trying to label you as a business. But if you go right down to it, nobody wants to take you to the Supreme Court and say, I put a seed or a clone in the ground, I put white water on it, and it grows in my basement, and I do that for cherries or flowers and sell them to greenhouses and farmers markets, that's okay. But because I do it for meds, that's a bad thing. You got to inspect my house for fire, all those things. That's the kind of stuff that the public doesn't understand. They hear one people saying to do this, and then they hear people telling you don't have to do this. You can have all these plants, you can have this amount of plants. Well, we're here to educate the community on how many plants you should have. And if you're having problems growing, we got people here that are experts growers that you can come to and say, well, I'm having this problem, can you help me? Can you come to my house? Because we have somebody that does that, that's trustworthy and honest, because that's the kind of community we are, and it's the kind of people we're trying to teach. This isn't just about medical marijuana, this is about a way to change your lives, to become the person that wears the hat in the family. All of us have always worked for somebody else. Now's your opportunity to take control of your lives, your communities, your towns, your cities. 64% of the people in this community voted for this medical marijuana. They just don't know how to use it. They don't know how to get legal. They don't know how to stay legal. The people that were illegal, they know how to be illegal. They're scared. They don't want to be illegal no more. So they've all come on the bandwagon to be legal. I don't blame them. I would too. That's what this was all about. But at the same time, now it's time for all of us people that were always users, who never had the ability or the kahunas to do what those people did, to supply you with meds for all those years. But now you have the ability now to do that for yourself, and we can teach you how to do that. In the process of teaching you how to grow your own meds, or go to a caregiver that grows quality, high quality meds, with high quality products in your meds, not Miracle Grow. Right. Okay? We don't want to be eating too many brownies with Miracle Grow in them. Alright? Or smoking carcinogens with Miracle Grow in them. You know, a lot of people don't understand that. And that's what we're here for, our whole club. The Compassion Club is about educating the community how to help themselves, how to gain their community back, how to tell their politicians we don't want this no more. Look what you've done to us. You've bankrupted us. You've made our property values half price. You're the educated ones. You look down on us as a bunch of people we can corral from unemployment corral to unemployment corral to welfare corral. Where's our jobs? Where's General Motors and Steelcase? They were big parts of this community. They're gone. You know, where's our jobs? Where did all those big leaders that were making millions of dollars? Making millions of dollars. Where are your jobs now? Well, now it's time for you to be those people. Because if you can get the right strains of marijuana and grow it properly for patients legally, you can be the guy making $50,000 to $150,000 a year. Something that my wife and me could never make together working. Never. Because the man wouldn't let me. Because he gave me $7 an hour and I'd work 90 hours a week for it.
Graham?
That's what we're trying to teach in the Compassion Club. How many people here have cards now? Okay. How many grow for themselves? Okay. Not very many, so look at how many, you know, right now the numbers are already washed. Because I can only have 5 growers plus myself. And I'm already looking at a whole hell of a lot of people with cards and not growing for themselves. That's not a bad thing. Some people shouldn't grow. They're just not meant to be growers. That's why we're here. But the people that want it will get it. And we'll help them get it. The people that just want to have their meds and want to get off Oxycontins and Vicodins and all the hardcore drugs, we'll show them how to do that. We help them do that. How many people here, besides me, have shed all their narcotics using medical marijuana? All right, man, right there. That's something to be very proud of. Can I ask how many people here have like cut their meds in half because of medical marijuana? All right, there's one right there. Because it took me a year too. It took me a year or more to get off the meds they had me on. And even when I got down to the last day, and I didn't have any more pills, and I was down to just a little bitty pill, it still took 3 days of sweats and shakes to get rid of that. So it's a long process, but you guys ought to be very proud of yourself. In a Compassion Club, when we're out teaching each other about how to grow and how to take care of our own meds, how to make oils, Simpson oil, I don't know if anybody's familiar with that, and I'll try to get into that. I don't want to get too rambling. But as we grow, we're learning more and more things about marijuana. And more things that we learn, we find out that all the stuff told us in the past was all bullcrap. And that marijuana does a lot of things to a lot of ailments. It's pretty unbelievable what God's gift to man can really do. It doesn't not only heal things and shrink cancer tumors, but it also makes your system run smoothly. It also makes you feel 100% different with all the energy in the world. But if you don't want to use it, you don't have it. You need it. It's kind of unbelievable. It's really kind of unbelievable. That's just the oils. Now we have people bringing soda pop with marijuana in it. We have brownies, baked goods, rub-on oils, edibles, or drinkable oils, and Simpson oils. And cancer patients are coming to us. Everybody's coming to us. It's because the stuff really works. If it didn't work, they wouldn't come. It would be like the Whopper chop. We could buy 100 of them for $5 and we couldn't sell one of them for $9.99. But that doesn't seem to be the problem here. The problem is people just don't know how to get educated, how to get legal. And with every community having something, a new form, here, you have to do this and this. Over here, we don't even want you. And over here, you have to go to this guy, this guy, and this guy. All that is illegal for them people to do all that. But they're all out there trying to stifle us. Because there's a whole industry that makes money off of us when we're illegal. And that's the industry's tough to beat. The doctors don't want us. The cancer hospitals don't want us. The pain doctors laugh at us. But they wouldn't be laughing if they seen all those hands, would they? They'd be going, shit, that's why my checking account's getting lower. Not going up. Because we've all been there that have experienced what doctors do. They give you more and more and more, but they never take you down. No matter how hard you ask. So, a compassion club is meant. It's meant for a community to get involved with itself and to grow. And in our community, there's been some ups and downs, a little bit here and there. But one thing in our community it's done, it's made a whole bunch of community people that really didn't care for each other, like each other. I'm marijuana. And I can tell you that, not pointing at anybody here, but I've taken people in other rural communities that are learning to grow and not very educated, and I go out and help them. I introduce them to neighbors down the block, a mile or two away. All of a sudden now they're all growing and helping each other. Building, growing, working in each other's basement, teaching each other what they don't know. Why? How'd they meet? Why'd they meet? And not because of medical marijuana. And that's a close-knit bunch that you're never going to separate because they've already joined that little clique. The little clique, we got something nobody else wants. Well, I got to tell you, folks, as more and more people find out about the benefit of this, you can be the next business leaders, you can be the next community leaders. That's all you have to do is step up to the forefront and accept the challenge. This is good for people now. This isn't bad anymore. People don't look down on us like they used to. If they did, would we be here in Mr. Brand's restaurant talking about medical marijuana? Would we? There's so many things that community can do. The people from Grand Rapids have to remember, no matter what happens in your community, it's your community. If you can unite and keep pulling more people to this meeting, in this area, in any area, we keep getting bigger and bigger, and I'll put a dispensary right in your town for you here. Because we'll all go to them and tell them, just like we did in our community. Once we reached 500 members, it was pretty easy to ask them to dispense as a co-op. But as two people saying, hey, I'm going to start a business over here, open the door, I'm going to sell marijuana. Medical marijuana. It was pot yesterday, but today it's medical marijuana. It ain't going to work. It ain't going to work. But does anybody, what's our charity we sponsor on West Frontier? Matthew House. Everybody know what Matthew House is?
I do.
All right, our revenues from our office in Grand Rapids goes to sponsor some of their food banks. And our revenues from our Stanton office of here today just put in over $7,000 into our food banks. Okay, and that's what Grand Rapids can do. Our club here can form a Grand Rapids chapter, and we've got people sitting right here that want that to happen. Okay, we don't want to own, possess. We want all of you to learn from what our wheel. Take our wheel, it's rolling, man, it's working. Our spokes are being developed for support from the people that run our different operations of our club. Our doctor's sitting right in the back behind you, by the way, Dr. Bob. We'll get to that in a minute.
Remember, doctors are medical whores. We just want to keep you on drugs.
Okay? But I mean, this is how important this is to this community. We have a doctor right here that certifies patients willing to come in on his time out of Kalamazoo to make sure that any questions you people have, he's here to answer, because our office is less than a mile away from here. And we're here on Tuesdays. We'll be here every day of the week if you bring enough of your people in for it. And we're gonna do some really kind of special promotional things. A lot of people, how many people in here don't have jobs?
I can move on over here if you
All
want.
right, how many people need money and revenue?
Move on over this way here.
Any member of our club, once you join a $25 membership, you can go ahead and put your member number on here. In our new card, say return an appointment with gift, for gift. And you put your number on there, it says club number 454, if that's your number. Mine's number 1 if anybody wants to know, put my number on there.
Yeah.
Ask Dwayne, he likes
Yeah.
to pass mine out.
Yeah.
But anyway, you put your number on there and you pass
Tell
it out
yes.
to your close
Yeah.
friends. And anybody that wants to get certified, come in to see us at the end of the month. And for every one that comes through, we'll give you $10. Send me 10 patients, you got $100. Send me 10 patients a day, how much money do you make a week? How hard do you want to work? Because guess what, we're doing, you know, right now just a few of us doing this, and we're doing 30 to 40 patients a week. How about your whole community starts doing this and getting everybody on board? It's your club, it's your money, it's not ours. We only want a little piece of it. The rest of it's for you. You can go spend it on your fire department like we're buying a fire truck. I don't know what your community needs, but we'll find out quickly as soon as we get established here. They'll tell us what they need, just like our fire department asked us to buy a fire truck. We didn't go ask them. How many food pantries around here want help? How many churches around here would like to see the community come up with marijuana money to help them? What the hell? I get $1,000 a plant. I produce 4 ounces to a plant, and at $2.50 an ounce, it's $1,000 a plant. I got 72 plants that rotate out every 8 weeks, out of 3 rooms, legally. Does anybody want to play? Does anybody want to play? Do we have any pictures? Dan, are the pictures here? Dan, are the pictures here? Are the girls? I have called and asked for all the pictures. Where are the pictures?
You don't grow yet? Illegal yet?
People want to see what I'm talking about. This is
Medical
real
or
life
caregiver?
stuff.
Medically.
This isn't,
Then
you
we'll
know,
see
you
you next
don't,
year.
you don't get up to that kind of
Yeah, I'm
amount
growing.
overnight. It took me almost 6 months to
And,
get that
Belmont.
membership to get set
Well,
up.
that's a good area.
I have $20-some thousand dollars.
For the right cause,
I have
right?
$20-some thousand dollars into my room, but I made it back in one grow. Okay, now I have.
Got
bankers
permission to
that
open
want
a
money for that.
dispensary, but I'm
If
waiting
you live in my community,
to get to know
if you live in
people.
a cannabis-friendly
Yeah.
community,
I don't want to just open a fucking dispensary and be like
a
all
lot
the
of
other
these people do.
jackasses.
That's why we live where we live.
I want to know good growth
As you can
before I
see, the
open.
club can offer your community jobs. These people, how many people work for the club? Will you raise your hand up at the table? Okay, they got,
Don't do it.
some of them have full-time jobs, some of them have part-time paying jobs, where they get paychecks. All that money isn't generated out of my farm, it's generated on what they earn and their businesses out of medical marijuana. Certifying patients and selling meds to qualified people with qualified IDs and cards. And we can teach everybody here how to do that under our wheel. And you can do it in your town, because I've already talked 5 of your 11 commissioners into it. You guys can talk the rest. So all you gotta do is have a few people around you. How many jail cells does Grand Rapids Jail have? 1,500. How many does the Kent County Jail have?
That's the one I'm talking about.
1,500. 1,500. Well, all right. I'm going to tell you right now, they're going to be pretty full, because we got near 1,000 members in Bottown County. Our jail only holds about 48, so we're going to have to come down here and visit this one.
How you gonna do that?
Where are they going to put us?
They can't.
Because we're all doing the same thing on the right side of the fence. That's what a compassion club does. Keeps all you people on the right side of the fence. If you're buying too many meds coming through the store, we monitor that. We can tell. There's no possible way you can be feeding all these patients these meds. Can't happen. They don't, unless you got lawyers and doctors as patients, you're doing it well. You know, so we take care of, we police ourselves, we teach you how to do that. Because if you don't police yourself, they're going to police us. Eventually, you're going to, once your club forms down here, and you get a board of directors like we have to run your club under our tutelage until you can manage it on your own, which you will. And it don't take long. It took us a year and 4 months. I bet you guys can do it in 4 or 5 months. Because we know how to do it now. But once you learn the process, you'll start talking to your community leaders, and the Mayor Hartwell, and your commissioners. Because you're going to be the next step up the ladder of evolution. You're going to be the next community leaders. Look at the people around you, folks. Everybody around you is getting pretty old. Everybody running for office has got gray hair. Or money. How many people like you or me running for office? Anybody run for office this year? Oh, I did for this office. Lots. For public office, look at who's running and what's happening in your community. You're going to be the next step and the next level. Do you want to be heard? Either be led or lead. What is a handshake of a person worth nowadays? In the medical marijuana community, it means a hell of a lot. In real world, it means shit. Because we've been so long without jobs, and we've been so long without revenue that we're clawing and scraping to survive. And how long can we claw and scrape and not go to jail? Not very long, you're right. But guess what? Now we have an opportunity not to have to go to jail. We can still make it. We're still there. Our club sells lights. 400-watt lights for $50 for people that don't have a ton of money to get started. But after they get their first crop or two in, we show them how to take some of that money and buy 1,000-watt lights at wholesale prices. Because what are we? We're a co-op. And a co-op helps its growers and helps its patients get meds at the most reasonable prices. Has anybody here been to any co-ops in any other towns or been to ours?
I have.
To buy meds? Can anybody here tell us what the going rate is in another co-op?
400.
$500.
Oh, $500 an ounce. Can anybody tell us what the co-op in Montgomery County sells its meds for?
$320.
$315. Now, who's going to eat tonight? Your kids, or are you going to buy $500 meds? Huh?
Kids.
You don't take OxyContin no more, so you got to have meds, because I know what it's like when I don't have my meds. You don't want to live with me.
Me either.
Plain and simple. Ask them all. Ask them all. If I don't have my meds, you don't want to be around me. But I sure like the meds I take now. I don't drool on myself. I haven't peed myself in about 3 years. You know, that's just an improvement right there, let alone all the other great things, like I got a liver again.
You got your hard card yet?
I don't know where that went for.
You got your hard card?
It wasn't down there. But that's what a compassion club
He
is.
just
I
got
mean, a compassion club
certified.
is about teaching people how to have a new life and start
I've been certified since July.
and help each other make it instead
I'm
of
from Louisiana. I'm
climbing all
not even
over
from here.
everybody's backs to get that job.
It took me a while.
If you're all growing
Yeah.
very good meds, and
They
you're
said
all
legal
helping
in
each
Michigan.
other,
I don't
it won't be long before you're all growing 3 to 4 ounces on a plant.
Wasn't going to
That
California
$2.50
anytime
an
soon.
ounce
Yeah.
Compensation rate.
Too many bad
so
people I
don't
know
break
out
any laws
there.
for anybody in here that might not be think we're doing something illegal.
Right.
You can't lose. And if we teach you how to have an LLC, we teach you how not to deal in cash, how to deduct rent from yourself, because your basement is your business. How much are you worth an hour downstairs?
$50.
Yeah, an hour working for meds. I got 5 patients plus myself. Does anybody want to know what I'm charging my patients to be down there?
I
Oh no, I'm charging them. You bet your ass I gotta tell Uncle Sam something. If I charge him nothing, Uncle Sam's gonna really have a heyday with me.
$50 an hour.
I make $250,000 this year and I don't have no output. Hey, today is a write-off. Whatever I spend today, I get a receipt for. I'm working. You're working, guys. If you had a business, you could write your meals off right now.
Only half of them.
It's still writing though.
Yeah.
It's still
Only half of
deducting,
them.
it's still deducting from your net income. I get paid $80 an hour to be in my basement for 3 rooms.
Yeah.
And I spend 4 to 6 hours a day, according to the IRS. Okay, 7 days a week. All right, that comes right off the top. That's a lot of money. Then my electric bill. How much do you guys rent your basement to? I got 3 rooms, and each room pays me $500 a room.
I got 4,000
A month.
lights and I'm only.
Guess who's making my house payment, guys? It sure ain't me, it's my
That's not
room.
analog too. I mean,
Legally.
digital.
In 2 years, in 2 years, the $200,000 home is paid for.
Right.
Resort to DVD or VHS.
Literally. You're debt free. Now you have all these rooms putting money into your pocket.
I don't know
You want
anybody
to
in
do
Grand
something
Rapids
good for your
yet.
community?
I'm waiting on this meeting.
What do they need? A police car?
None.
Do they need a fire truck? Do they need coats for some kids over here? Do they need food? If you guys are all making $250,000 or more a year in 2 or 3 years, do you want it all for yourself? It's all charitable write-offs. Don't you want to show what good can become of this money once your bills are paid? I sure as hell do. I want free meds for people that can't afford it. I want all my veterans took care of through the doctor for nothing. I want any veteran that served overseas to have free meds. I want all that stuff in the future. I want to be able to go outdoors in the summer months in Michigan and shift back downstairs in the winter. I want my police force to know where my house is and my grow fields are so they can patrol them. So if my alarms go off, they're not doing a $50 traffic ticket, they're doing a $40,000 grow room. And when they pull up to it, they know that they should have their guns out because there could be bad guys there. And I know enough to not come home until they tell me it's okay to come home. 'Cause I sure as hell don't want them to shoot me. Because they're a little shot. Oh, there's a grow room. And the first guy I see them shoot. You know, I'd be nervous too. But if the officers and the police force know that you're doing what you're doing legally, you are not going to be interrupted by them. They're going to treat you with the respect you give them. And that's what we've done up in our community. We've made that first bond. And I've done it down here. I don't live in Grand Rapids anymore. I used to, but I've made that connection at Art Fest by walking up to officers. How do you feel about this? This is who I am. You're going to see a lot of us. By the way, there's a little PT Cruiser running around with pot leaves on it. Please don't pull it over. It's just a big rolling billboard. You know, so you gotta, you just start to make that connection and you explain to them what you're doing. And believe me, there's so much crime out there, they don't want to hassle with marijuana no more. That's all they want to see is this. He's paying attention. In our community, we were the #1 illegal grow community in the state of Michigan. Year in, year out. Rock, Montcalm County. Most of it was outdoor meds. But it didn't matter. We were still the #1 illegal grow community by bus. Now we're the #1 legal grow community, and we're the #1 probably. We were way up here in outdoor meds, and now we're way down here in outdoor meds. Because guess what, folks? This card, how many people think this is the most precious thing they own right now? Other than their family or home. This is it, man. You get caught doing something illegal, and they take that away from you. Your privilege is history. That's why we're here today. Making sure you don't do things wrong. Because if you have questions, you call the girls up front. They know it all. Dan, Amy, JJ, my daughter Amy, they know. If they don't, we put you on hold. We call a lawyer, we call whoever, call you back, say, don't do that shit. Who called you today? Who called you today and asked for information? Amy?
Kent County Defender's Office just wanted an opinion.
There you are. They wanted a professional opinion from a marijuana club. How to defend somebody that was totally illegal.
I don't think I made him very happy by the time I got done explaining the right and the wrong of it, but he went away a smarter person.
If you're legal and the police come to you and do something to you, and you're legal, you have the cards, the marijuana, you have the right amount, you'll have all of us in your courtroom. The whole club will be behind you. Miles around. But at the same time, you can't call the club and say, Dave, man. I had my 12 plants inside, but they found my 48 plants outside. Can you come up to court and tell me you're an expert witness, aren't you? Yeah, on indoor stuff, but let me tell you another scenario in Muskegon. The gentleman had put in a whole bunch of seeds and had all these clones. He had like 100 and some clones. And he could only have 60. But his theory was half of them were going to be males, so he's going to rip them all out. So he called, his lawyer called me and he said, will you go in front of the judge and tell the judge that that's what was going to happen? And I said, well, if I knew this gentleman, I might be able to make an educated guess whether that was going to happen if I seen his grow operation. But to go in and lie in front of a judge to be an expert witness, no, I couldn't do that. He had too many plants and he knew it. Now he's trying to use a loophole to get out of it. Can't anybody count? I mean, let me tell you something. A couple weeks ago, the wind went off. It made our wind blew real hard. We had a big wind and made all the alarms go off all around town. Everybody, the cops are running everywhere. And they get to my house, and I get there, and I let them in and shit, because I don't know if somebody's robbing me or not, or the doors are locked, and the alarms are going off. I go downstairs, open all the doors so they can see all the rooms. I said, hey, you guys want to count them or anything? No, Dave, we believe you. We trust you. See you later. We got to go check another dozen more. That's the kind of faith and trust that you can build with your police force over time. It doesn't happen overnight. That didn't happen to me overnight. But it happened. So, without any further ado on Compassion Club, I kind of hit it hard. I've tried to explain what we do and how we do it. Does anybody have any quick questions about Compassion Club? I got another time in here you can ask questions to everybody up here, grow questions, doctor questions, but is there anything confused about a Compassion Club or what we're trying to do?